Hi Floppycatters! Charlie was reluctantly staying there for me. Today we're doing a video on the wisdom panel tests. These are complete for Cats DNA collection kit. I found out about these tests because I reached out to, when Camus died, my parents' cat who I was obsessed with, I reached out to some breeders that had Camus's ancestors in their breeding lines and asked them if they were aware of his coat, because Camus had a very unique coat. It was plush, never matted, the best feeling Ragdoll cat coat that I've ever touched. And I've touched a lot of Ragdoll cat coats and it was like none other. I asked them, were they familiar with the coat, and they said, one in particular, Family Time Ragdolls in Oklahoma, Stormi Nell is the breeder there. She told me about these tests that help tell you what type of coat your Ragdoll cat has. And unfortunately, it has to be done with saliva, and it was after Camus had passed that I found out about this, so I wasn't able to do it with him. And I really wish that they would do a hair sample and know, because I do have some parts of his hair. So many weeks ago, might have been a year ago at this point, we did this saliva test with my cats and Amy's cats for a Ragdoll HCM test that you can do through saliva as well. So I might use the footage from that and just show you like how to collect the samples. Oh, and it gives you tips for swabbing your cat here. Scan the QR code. And then there's the swab that I'll use and sample ID there. Anyway, I'll follow all these instructions and then show you guys what happens after that. It does do a nice rundown. So you go to wisdompanel.com/activate and then peel back the swab sleeve, and because you're going to use that sleeve to send them back in, and then obtain cheek cells from firmly rolling bristles, and then let swab air dry for at least 5 minutes. And then once they're dry, then insert them bristle first into the protective sleeve and place the sleeve into the mailbox. It's a really well put together kit, even better than the one that we did for the HCM test. So this is like legitimate and reputable breeders will use these kits on their breeding cats to test for PKD, which is I think it's called polycystic kidney disease, HCM, which is a heart disease, and a couple of other genetic tests. So I'll get all those results when I send these in for Charlie and Trigg, and then I'll share the results with you as well. But I wanted to share this with you in the beginning because it's just kind of fascinating. And if you want to know more about your cat, this is a way that you could do it. I've already visited the wisdompanel.com activate to activate this test. And then what I need to do now is do the saliva collection. I only have a tripod to help show this. My sister helped me with another saliva test type of thing a couple years ago. So I might show the video of that in the clip of this so you guys can see. There's 2 swabs in here. And you can also have your veterinarian do this. My sister was a part of a study for her cat's rare gastrointestinal disease. So we had to have it all submitted through the veterinarian anyway, and they just did it and it was super simple for them to do. So if you have any anxiety, maybe just wait until your cat's next vet visit and ask them if they wouldn't mind swabbing their cheeks. So number 1 is that you have to wait approximately 2 hours after a meal or a treat before collecting DNA samples. And it's been a couple hours, so we're gonna obtain cheek cells by firmly rolling the bristles between cheek and gums for about 15 seconds. Then we're gonna let it dry for 5 minutes and repeat steps 2 to 4 with the second swab. He's like, what is she gonna do to me now? One of the 2 swabs out from there. And then you literally just pick up the cheek, and it would probably be better if I could get some control on him. I don't want to touch my DNA on it. I know, it feels weird, huh? All right, that time I really got some good DNA. Okay, so then we put that up straight. Now we're gonna do it again. He's so thrilled. I think it's easier to do this oh, I got it really good back in there. There we go, all done. I think it's easier to have their head looked up, tilted up, and then you can go down with the swab more easily. So we're gonna let this dry for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna place both swabs, insert them bristle first into the protective sleeve. So I'll put them bristle first into here, and then back into the mailing thing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do Chiggy. I just realized on this one that I pulled it back really far. You don't need to pull it back that far. Like, just pull it enough to, you know, be able to access the swabs and get them out. You actually don't even have, I feel like I've said actually 3,000 times in this video so far. I wasn't pleased with Charlie's test, so I went ahead and did the swabs again through that vertical method that I showed you, this one. And you don't have to open up their lips or their mouth. You just kind of stick it back there. Okay, that's really good. Oh yeah, that's good. Got lots of kitty saliva on that one. One more baby, then we're done, okay? I know, but I can find out how beautiful you are. Oh, that one was beautiful, Chiggy. What a good kitty. Thank you. Thank you. It's been 5 minutes and Charlie's are all done. It says not to reseal it, so I'll just put it back in there. Bristle side is down. And then it's off to Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm in Kansas, so she'll get there relatively soon, and then I will share the results. I am super impressed just with their packaging alone. It's environmentally friendly. You can recycle it. I mean, they'll hopefully be the ones recycling it, but it is the one that it is shipped to you in, plus it's the one that you ship it back in, which I think is just genius. And you can see that it says don't destroy. This is your shipping container. Also, is anyone else as fascinated as I am that like these tiny little things, they can learn so much from them? It amazes me. So you just need to make sure you put your name, the cat's name, and then put the sleeve back in. And then there's just this adhesive peel off, and then it's ready to ship back like Charlie's. Amazing. One more step. It says that you need to write the code on the label of your DNA swab package before shipping. So I wrote it on the box and on the DNA thing. There's not a spot on there to write it on, so hopefully that's fine. I just realized one more thing, that they tell you what their blood type is. So Trigg is blood type A, and so is Charlie, blood type A, genotype AB. So actually, what's interesting, why Charlie is a carrier for blood type B is because his mom was blood type B, and there's a condition in cats. At first, they thought all cats had A blood type, but then they found out there were kittens that were dying, so Charlie actually didn't get colostrum from his mom because his mom had a blood type B, so once the colostrum was gone, then he could nurse from her again. But for some reason, there's like I'll link to what the condition is when a mother is a different blood type than the kittens. Kittens were dying and people didn't know why, and they finally figured out that it was a different blood type. But I'm unsure as to why they can't have the colostrum. I just know that and remember that. And so this is probably why he's a carrier of blood type B, because his mom was, whereas Chiggy is AA. All right, I got their results back, and they received them on March 30th, and today is April 12th. So it took about 13 days, about 2 weeks for me to get the results back. So you click through from this email, which then logs you into the Wisdom panel backend. I went ahead and added their photos just to make it more visually appealing for you guys watching. If we look at Charlie's results, he's 100% Ragdoll. That's a good thing, since he's supposed to be. And then they didn't detect any known genetic health predispositions in Charlie's DNA. So 49 clear, 0 notable, 0 at risk. And then you can see the full health results. And then you can see full trait results. Oh, interesting. So he's got a color point, solid colored delusion, partial and fully white, 1 copy. And then coat traits, body features, extra toes. He appears to have the most common number of toes, 5. All right, so then let's go look at Trigg. Chiggy is 100% Ragdoll as well, another good thing. He has 1 notable genetic variant, so let's go and take a look at those.
The one notable is this one that talks about mild degenerative joint disease, but only if one copy of is also present. And it is interesting because Trigg has a little bit of arthritis, so I want to share this with my vet. But it says that with one copy of it will not show any signs of the disease. However, if Trigg also inherited one copy of the rare variant, it is possible that they will experience mild joint inflammation and pain arthritis. There we go. For these cats, pain medication and environmental modifications such as providing ramps can help to improve their quality of life. And then you can go up here and hit traits to see what, oh, his are pretty, well, they're a little bit different than Charlie's. And then his coat variants, body features, extra toes, no extra toes. That's the highlights again. And then ancestry, 100% Ragdoll. Wow, that's kind of fun, the little family tree. All right, guys, well, that wraps up my video on the wisdom panel. It just shows you, I mean, this is pretty cool. Not that I want him to have this problem, but he is showing signs of arthritis, and I need to get him on something that will help deal with that. I've been talking to my vet about it recently, actually. It's very, very mild right now, so I'm not concerned. A lot of people ask me, why are you testing them? I thought Wisdom Panel was a DNA test, and it is, but a lot of people thought that it was just a test to see what kind of breed of cat you had. Like if you adopted a cat from a shelter, or one showed up at your door and you were trying to figure out what its lineage is. Absolutely, this can do it, but it can also give you indications of the 49 different genetic variants. And this helps me know more about Chiggy and how to proceed to make him more comfortable. So I think that they're really valuable because of that. And I was actually kind of nervous to even open these up because I didn't, I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to hear anything really badly. To me, this is pretty darn good, especially with Charlie's being clear 49. That really makes me happy. And then I just would show you Charlie's ancestry as well. That's pretty cool too. Charlie's 33% and Chiggy is 32%. And the typical range is 32 to 37. And this is cool too. You can share it here. So I could share the image or share this link. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to share this link with my vet, and then that will give her this information. And then full health results. Then I can share this with her as well, which will make it really easy for me, so that for her, so she can know how to proceed. All right, guys, that wraps up my review of the Wisdom Panel. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If you've done the Wisdom Panel or another DNA test, please share about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will also include links to where you can buy Wisdom Panel online. We'll see you next time.